Hey everyone, this is your favorite girl, your favorite radio host, Corinne Lafont, Between the Lines, broadcasting to you from Trinidad and Tobago, the lovely island in the Caribbean. And I just found out that my guest on this show is also Trinidadian. Although he was born in the US, it doesn't matter to us. He has Trinidadian roots. His parents are actually from Trinidad. He has been here for 6 years and then, went to the United States. It doesn't matter to us. Once a Trini, always a Trini, right? So his name is Jay Suknanan, and I'm going to share a quick bit about him before we get straight into the discussion. His name is Jay Suknanan, like I mentioned before. He's a certified nutritional therapist, personal trainer, real estate professional, and a business owner, health and wellness guru, and a published author. And we're going to feature his book in a while and website. He supports people and communities in their well-being, personal practices, and financial abundance. And today we're going to be talking about abundance, a journey from anxiety and depression. So we're going to be going into that topic, looking at his website, and of course featuring his book so that you can get a copy of that. Welcome, Jay, to Between the Lines.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be on your show. How are you doing today?
I'm fabulous. I'm alive and thankful. That's the most important thing, right?
Right. Exactly.
That's the most important thing. Once you're alive, you can do anything. You're breathing. You can do anything. Yeah, you can change the course of where you are now to what you want it to be. And so I have your site here, Body, Mind, and Soul BMS.com. What is the BMS for? Body, Mind, and Soul, obviously. Body, Mind, and Soul.
Right.
BMS.com. So we have yin and yang here on your website. Why you use yin and yang?
Because I feel like we have both sides of anything, right? Someone could be good or bad. They make the decision, and they all intertwine. And you decide which one you want to feed. We're gonna help you feed the light, but you decide what you want to feed.
Yeah. And your book is about abundance. It's the same title of your book is what I've used. Is that correct? Abundance, a journey through anxiety and depression?
Yes, that's the book title.
Very good.
And
so, yeah, go ahead.
The focus is really abundance and shifting people's mindset to abundance.
Okay, great. So what has been your journey why you want people to understand that that's where they should be heading and not focusing on the negative side, the dark side? We want people to move over to the light, which is abundance. Share your journey in that perspective.
Okay, well, when I was born, at 2 weeks old, my parents had split up, and then we went to Trinidad with my grandma, my mother, my older brother, and my older sister. And in that time, when I turned 2.5, my mom left with my older brother and older sister back to New York to make a life for us. I stayed in Trinidad, running around, enjoying the sun, enjoying life. So till about 4.5, and then I came up to America and I saw the opportunity. And when you come up here, they ask you, what do you want to be, right? That's what they teach you in school. And I said, I want to be a doctor. So I go on the path of being a doctor. And along that time, in elementary school, junior high school, I was getting the best grades, the most awards. I was going for it. When I do something, I get the best at it. And then in 7th grade, I actually ended up staying in Trinidad because me and my big brother, we had a little fight. And I guess, I don't know what happened. I ended up staying there. And then when I came back up in 8th grade, I kind of messed up my whole school curriculum and I let go of the dream. And then in that path, when I let go of my dream, and I just went into the phase of a teenage, I don't care mindset that nothing could bother me. I'm fresh, the world is mine. I felt like I was on top of the world at 15. And then I was poorly influenced by people that were poorly influenced. I went down some bad paths, but then I got awoken. And when I woke up, I decided I'm going to finish school on time. I was already on track and I finished. I went to college, and in my path on college, when I started studying, this young lady said, Jay, you're taking all the classes to be a doctor. I was headed towards being a pharmacist at that time. And that's when the light came back inside of me. Even though I was so lost in my teenage years, I came back to the light, and I was like, damn, I could achieve whatever I want, and I could still have my dreams. It was such a realization and so beautiful to me. And then I kept moving on, and I became an EMT. I worked EMS for 4 years because I saw it as a good way to get into medical school. I took the test. And during that time, my friend asked me, what's my purpose? Because he became a life coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I became that question. I didn't realize the effect it had on my life, and my life started changing. I decided that my purpose was to, end suffering and join humanity.
Mm-hmm.
So making sure everyone in the world has access to food, water, and shelter, like in places that don't have access at all to them.
Yes.
And then further that, through inspiring the young, building health and wellness businesses to bring everybody together and make sure they take care of themselves. I want to inspire the young, unmotivated people, get them back motivated, and for us to understand we could achieve anything.
Yes. Yes. Now you talk.
So then when I decided,
I want to stop you there for a moment. Okay. Somebody in your life brought you back and reignited that passion, that light, that dream, that goal, that you wanted to achieve. Now, there are a lot of young people who may be listening to this, or parents that may be listening to this, or even adults that have lost their way and trying to find it back. What would you suggest to them to find that fire back into them? And I have a follow-up question to you. So that's one. Your follow-up question is about, go ahead, answer that one.
So to get the fire back in them.
Yeah.
For me, the big thing is to really sit down, realize you matter, cultivate your good habits. So when that lady was talking to me, she had introduced me to meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And I started meditating, and I started practicing well-being practices. And also me writing my purpose down,
mm-hmm.
that really shifted my mindset.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't it. That got me to realizing I could do it. But that process of going towards that vision, because my purpose was so big,
mm-hmm.
It was like, could I really do this?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, and leaving the dream of being a doctor, because that was a 5-year-old kid's dream. Mm-hmm. And I'm 26, and I decided, I'm 26. I'm not living that same dream. I don't want to treat people the way I see doctors treat them.
Mm-hmm.
I want to treat them in the best way I see fit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what happened, and that shift of mindset was the light that was like a flame that once I started feeding it, it started getting brighter and brighter.
Okay. What did you do to start feeding it? Because you're talking about purpose. A lot of people, and I talk about purpose as well, finding your purpose. People are born with a purpose. The fact that you're alive, you have a purpose. The fact that you were born, you have a purpose. People are lost. Some people die without finding out their purpose. Some people are still around and they don't know their purpose. They're just floating around, just doing what society tells them or their family tells them, or they think they're supposed to be doing because this is what everybody else is doing, or it's the right thing to do. How do you determine what your purpose is? What do? You talk about meditation, meditation, sorry. Should more people go into a more silent, inward looking, introspective state?
For sure, and I agree with all your reasons, like why people go down certain paths, because of society and their parents and everybody's just we're dictated into this box of life. And what I would suggest to people that say they don't know their purpose or they can't find it is to just take the time and close your eyes, relax yourself, get in a relaxed state, breathe a few times nice and deep. And then ask yourself, if you had all the resources in the world, because ultimately we have access to all the resources in the world. The only thing that's stopping us is asking for the right reasons, mm-hmm. and enrolling others in our vision, mm-hmm. right? We got to realize there's a abundance out there, and we have access to it all.
Yeah.
So realizing that we're all one and we have abundance, you ask yourself, what would I do for my family? What would I do for my friends? And what would I do for myself? All right? How would you want to be treated? Would you buy that house and cars? Things like that. And then that's the first question. The second question is, then what would I give back to my community and the world? What gifts and talents would I want to share?
Mm-hmm.
And those two questions, when you get into that meditative state, and just write it down. You got to understand your purpose is not set in stone. You could always change it down your path. But once you find purpose, you're less dissuaded. Those voices from society and people that are trying to keep us safe and on the right path, where they think is the right path, is it doesn't have to be that way. You write it down. You won't get dissuaded from them, and you stay focused, and you get to walk with confidence. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
No one could like talk you down. You could always change it. You got to remember you could change it, but it's the strength in you having a purpose that will change the way you look at life.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I find people are very busy. You know, we talk about abundance. People are so busy with nothing, Jay. Busy with nothing. When people are, I don't have time for that, I'm like, why not? You know, what's holding you back? What are you busy doing? And when I talk to them straight up and I look them in the eye, they're like, they can't believe that somebody is actually first looking at them in the eye, asking them, why not? You know, it's like I'm so bold to question what they're doing with their time. But yes, somebody needs to do it. And it clearly has to be me if you're talking to me, because they're wasting a lot of time. And I know I waste time too, but I check myself. I check myself and get back on board, you know, because there's nobody to really keep me focused on what my dreams, purpose, goal is. I have to do it myself, because I'm just like you said, there's nobody that can dissuade you. Once you know what it is, it's like you're a horse with blinkers. You know, you're just you're not seeing left or right. All you're seeing is in front of you. You know, you're seeing the end goal, and that's it. That's all you're running towards. That's all you're running towards. You know. So people are busy, Jay. They're busy. So to talk about meditation and staying quiet and breathing, some people not even realizing that they're breathing because it's an involuntary action. If it were the reverse and it was not involuntary and we had to voluntary breathe, you know, a lot of us would have been dead because yeah, if it had to be voluntary, I swear a lot of us would have been dead, because we wouldn't have the time to breathe. Clearly.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, we wouldn't have the time to breathe. So thank God it is involuntary. It happens on its own without you having to think about it. It's crazy, but somebody listening to this might laugh, but it's the truth.
Right, but you see, like you're saying, people are busy, right? So they don't even think they have time to breathe. But when you take that time to breathe, that's when everything changes, right? If you give yourself that time for your mind to relax, you could cultivate the abundance. You could realize how much time you have. You know why I feel people don't have time, me personally, is that they always think they have to do so much. So what they're doing is then repeating it in their head. Oh, I have to do this. And they just keep filling up their head with all these things that they have to do instead of just doing it. So they're overwhelming their mind, and they're already tiring themselves out just in the mind, because they keep repeating these nonsense thoughts. Like, you already know what you do. And if you can't get focused on knowing what you want to do, start with a bullet journal. Start with a journal where you write down your goals for the day and what you need to do. And at the end of the day, assess it. See what you learned. See your highlights. See your lessons, you know, and keep track.
Yeah, but I think it's more than that. It's more than having a mind busy. I think it is also just being busy to sound busy so that it impresses people. You know, they want to impress people, falsely impress people. I don't know who they're fooling by telling me that they're busy. Like if they're that important. I look at people and I'm like, really? because I make things I make time, Jay, for the things in life. I look outside in the morning. I walk outside. I appreciate the air. I'm thankful. I'm always thanking. I'm always grateful. I look at the flowers. I notice the things. I notice people. I stop to say hi. I call people. How is it that I make time for these things? And yet I am still busy, and I'm checking things off my checklist. How is it? And I make time to go out with friends, and I make time to do stuff, and I make, so how you are so super busy, but yet you're not going anywhere?
You decided that, you're not going to live in excuses or your circumstances. You're going to live your life,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
A lot of people let their circumstances and their paycheck decide the life they're going to live instead of thinking out of that box. They get trapped in that box of that paycheck even.
Yeah.
Right? And they have to get stuck in that mindset. And what you said is, you make the time. A lot of people don't make the time. They have to realize they have to make the time for the things they want.
Yeah. 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 And to just appreciate God's gifts, just to appreciate it, because to me, the more you appreciate and you spend the time to be thankful, is the more you are blessed. The more
Right.
we're talking abundance here, Jay. The more
That's
abundance.
so beautiful.
God.
You're right. I talk about that. I talk about that in the book as well. Gratitude. When you practice gratitude, the more grateful you are, the more positive things are going to happen in your life, because you're focusing on the positive. Because whatever you focus on expands. So if you keep focusing on, oh, I'm busy, you're going to continue to be busy.
Yeah.
If you focus on, like, I have this time and I can do these things, you're going to go do those things, because that's what you're focusing on.
Yeah, I am like throughout the day, and especially like in the night when I'm lying down, I have this routine every night, well, every morning and every night, where I go into meditation. I need to do that. I feel very uncomfortable, like my body goes into a kind of thing if I don't do it, but I have to do it. And so I don't talk to people at certain times, and I just have to spend my time with God and just relax and breathe and be grateful. And I'll be like, I'm so thankful for the bed I sleep in. I'm thankful for the air I breathe. I'm thankful that I spoke to Jay today. I learned so much from Jay. I'm thankful, for seeing whoever. I mean, I'm just go through some things that people might find ridiculous. I'm thankful.
Right, for sure.
I'm thankful for the food I ate today. I really enjoyed that meal. I'm thankful that I got sick today, because at least my body is getting stronger. I thank God, I go through all of that. And some of these things I would write, some things I would just have the conversation and talk it out to the universe. And things just start opening up doors and opportunities just open up because of that gratitude.
For sure. I do the same thing. So I sleep with my beads near my bed, and it has 108 beads. And on each one, I say something I'm grateful for. I'm grateful, like you were saying, for my bed, for air, for food, for water.
Yeah.
And then when I say the people I'm thankful for, like my mother, I visualize them. Like, I am really thankful for them. I'm thankful for all the blessings they gave me, the lessons, the food that I eat, like all the support that the world is really supporting us to thrive. It's if we see the support.
Of course, of course. Sometimes people might send you a nice email or just a nice image, to say, hey, have a great day. I'm thankful for all of that. I'm thankful for the people that love me, that support me, that sent me this morning, that made me feel so, I just run through a number of things, So, I mean, we're talking abundance, and how could people attract abundance, like we're saying, if they're not even giving off abundance, if they're not even being grateful? They're living in the other side, the dark side of the yin and yang, complaining, quarreling, cussing, griping,
Right.
being ungrateful, being selfish.
Right. So I would let that go. I wouldn't even talk. I would teach them. Teach them. To appreciate life and why. Show them your gratitude practices, how you do it, what you do. I'm going from the book with things they could read in here. Create space, minimize noise throughout your day. Make sure you clear the clutter.
Yes.
Start creating a schedule. Become efficient.
Yeah.
reduce outside noise from your mind, like from the TV and from
Oh,
society and everybody dictating you where you should be going and what is right when they may not know what's right. Who told them what's right?
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Who gave them
and watch who you surround yourself with. And
yes.
there's so many things, and talk to yourself positively because you have to pick yourself up. No one else will do it for you.
Exactly. Cut off the friends. Delete. There's something called a delete. It's not only on your keyboard, it's on your phone. Delete them. It's on
You're
your
funny.
phone.
You're funny.
I'm telling you, I have no problem deleting people and blocking people, Jay. I do it so quick. And people are like, Corinne, how do you do that? And I'm like, come, let me show you. And I take up the phone and I show them how to delete. You know, some people keep their phone on even when they sleep, Jay. I don't know if you do that, but I turn off my phone. When I'm going to
No,
bed, I turn my phone off. There is no emergency, none that have to warrant me with my phone on. Why?
I
What?
put on the do not disturb, and I just so no emails or texts can get me, and I just put on certain numbers like my family and friends that they're the only people that can call me.
Right, right. Well, with my situation, I mean, it's different. So I don't need to have my phone on at night, and then I'm already up late. Most of the times I'm up like about 2 o'clock, 3 in the morning. So hello. After that, I don't think anybody should be calling me. You know,
You're right.
you had your emergency time already, so that's gone. So if I take a few hours off, that's fine. So what
Mm.
you're saying about, shedding and deleting and removing and the whole noise. I don't watch TV. I don't listen to radio. People are like, Kareem, but you're living in a bubble. How would you know what's going on in the world? I'm like, why do I need to know? I'm fine.
That's the same thing I say.
Why? I
You
say the
know,
best
and
time is coming. I
if
must.
something major is gonna happen, I'm gonna hear it from you guys anyway. You're gonna tell me.
Right, right. Somebody's gonna call you, or you'll see people scattering or something, and say, "Hey, what's going on?" And you will find out, or you will feel the earth shake or something. And then what could you do about it? Nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing. So what? You have to decide to create abundance, like you're saying. You have to remove negativity from your life. In order to attract positivity, you have to remove negativity. And that's what the whole balancing thing is about. And it's not that you don't need negativity sometimes, but it's the type of negativity to push you. Would you agree with that?
Right. You
Yeah.
you gotta. I guess negativity. It could be good or it could be bad. You gotta know where you don't want to be, so you can know where you want to be.
Very
You
good.
know,
Yeah.
and get there.
Yeah.
Right? You know what you don't want to associate with, what you don't want your frequency and vibration to be at.
Hmm.
You got to know what you want to focus on. Like, so people with drug addictions or negativity in their life or whatever it may be, alcoholism, whatever, or just bad surroundings. You
Hmm.
focus on what you want. You want to exercise. You want to meditate. So as soon as you think about negative stuff, focus on what you want. As soon as you realize it, flip the switch. Oh, I
Flip
want
the
this
switch.
house, or I want this car. Let me focus on those things. I'm not saying be materialistic, or I want to help this person.
Hmm.
Focus on good things.
Hmm. Hmm. I have your book featured here on Amazon, Abundance: A Journey from Anxiety and Depression. You have it in both Kindle and paperback. And I see you have
Yes,
a lovely golden key here. So clearly it is the keys to abundance. It
right,
is
exactly.
the
No,
key.
the mindset shift is really powerful.
Very good. So I see you already have 4 customer reviews. Let's see what they're saying. Yeah, so it's all 5 rated. So you have some really, really great reviews. People are saying this book has really created a vision for me to keep going in life. I used to worry and be so anxious all the time for the littlest things. But because of this book, I'm able to get such a clearer vision of life. The practices implemented in this book help me realize that there's so much to live for. And like we were saying, be so grateful for what I already have, not what you
Mm,
don't have. Stop focusing on what you don't have and focus on what you have so you could attract more. Also, it helped me have a clearer vision and defining my purpose and different aspects of life. Thank God for this book and its entirety. Definitely recommend everyone should get this book. Wow. So they are all
wow,
positive reviews. Excellent read, practical guide to understanding a life of abundance. Very powerful and life changing. And how old are you, Jay, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 26.
What the hell are you doing at 26 talking about this kind of thing? People at 56 not saying that.
I went through things in my life. I learned, I'm grateful. I listened. I became wise to who to listen to. And, the truth is we all have the answers inside of us, and we just got to sit down and listen.
That's right.
And God has given us, or the highest being, the universe, whatever people want to call it, has given us all the answers. We just got to sit down, be calm,
Yeah.
and let our mindset shift
Yeah.
to bigger and better, abundant things.
Yeah. It's called humility. People are not willing to be humble. They're caught up in themselves, Jay. They're caught up in themselves. They're caught up in the status. They're caught up in the salary, the paycheck until the paycheck goes. The status goes, and they're right down to zero. Yeah? And they get that
Exactly.
the paycheck is a reality check. Yeah? Yeah, that's what it is. And they suddenly become humble and they're willing to listen to anything to get back up there. Yeah? This has been a wonderful discussion, Jay. You're a young man, and I appreciate you and respect you for what you're doing. And, wisdom comes in all different shapes, forms, sizes, and age. People think it's only with age you get wisdom. No, no, no. It comes with the ability, as we say, to be humble, to listen, and to extract the negativity and surround yourself with the right things and what you consume in your mind. People talk about what you consume in your body. We talk about wellness, and you do wellness. You're a nutritionist. It's one thing about what you put in your body, but I think it's more important what you put into your mind. You have any final thoughts on that?
So definitely the first thing is the mind, because if you don't feed your mind right, you won't put the right stuff in your body. The first thing is the mind. I agree with you totally. And I think you're very wise. Well, I don't think you are very wise. I appreciate what you're doing here for people and helping them, expand themselves and really open them up and showing them. You remind people of what they're doing. You show them the importance, and you spread it to the world. That go out there and do what you want. So I think it's so beautiful what you're doing. You're a great person.
Thank you very much, Jan. So are you, and it's great to know that we're connected. We're family, basically. Yeah, you're Trinidad. Yes, we are family. So it don't matter whether in the U.S. or here, we are family. So
yeah, I think about coming in November. I'm gonna come.
Oh yeah? Well, you have my number, so you need to hook up, and we need to meet and take some pictures and share it on social media. Yay!
Woo! Yeah, that sounds fun.
But Jay, thank you so much for being on my show. It's great to have someone, from my land of birth as well, being on my show. It's always an honor and a pleasure. And you're a young man, and it speaks to, as you say, you found your purpose. You know what it is. It's bigger than you, and that's when you know you found your purpose. When it's so big, you don't even know how the hell you're gonna get it done. But you
exactly.
Right? You're frightened at the thought of the purpose. You're like, me? No, you just know it's bigger than you, and you don't know how, but you just know that's what it is. So it's great when you find your purpose. It must frighten you, and you're on the path, and I wish you all the best. And if there's any way that, I can work with you, well, I guess I'm doing that today on my show, helping you to spread the word and to help people to shift their mindset into one of abundance. I think I'm also helping you on that purpose, and I too have my purpose. So together, we can change the world. It doesn't take many; it just takes one. Yeah.
I would definitely love to learn your purpose and figure out how I could help you as well.
Oh, wonderful! When we meet in Trinidad in November, we can discuss that.
Sounds beautiful.
Sounds great. It's great having you on the show. Thank you for being on Between the Lines.
Thank you for having me.